Back everyone, it's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of November 7th through to the 14th. There is a full moon in Taurus this weekend, so I'm going to be doing a home and relationships reading for all signs this week. So Taurus rules the second house, and of course that is values, possessions, relationships. It's also creativity, beauty, and art. And Taurus rules the neck and the throat and the bottom jaw, and also includes singing and speaking. So what does Taurus need to know about home and relationships this week? And I do want to add that this is a general reading for your sign, not Taurus, Aquarius. This is a general reading for your sign, Aquarius. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So I believe I misspoke, and I apologize for that. So I'm just going to say it again so my intention is clear while shuffling. What does Aquarius need to know about home and relationships this week? Okay, so just a little snapshot of what's going on with all of these little guys together. Really a sense of feeling well, feeling as though you're walking away from something or leaving something that isn't working for you, but it's really probably mutual. And it's not really a concern at all. It's just something that you're willing to walk away from because you've grown past it. It's mutual to both parties. You could even stay friends because of it. In fact, you could be staying friends because you're able to walk away from something that isn't working. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, as a general reading, whatever is most prominent to you. So if relationships with a romantic partner are really important to you this week, for example, that's what I'm going to suggest that this is applying to. If business or school or travel or health is a major issue for you this week, that's what I'm going to suggest that this is going to concern, okay? So walking away from something, let's say it is a health issue, you're going to walk away from treatment, or it's time to move past that stage of that treatment, for example, and now you can feel comfortable in either searching for something else, or it has done what it was supposed to do and now you're finally well and you're able to hang out with old friends or do old activities. So that's sort of what I'm talking about here. So really a sense of wellness is going to be coloring your whole week. And at the end of the week, it looks like you could be having some questions about what you're willing to give up in order to get what you want, what you have been all this time doing to do that, and maybe just sort of trying to discover for yourself, like on the balance, what are you doing to get what you want? Do you want to keep doing that? And are you willing to shift things a little bit here? So the soulmates does sit in the position representing you this week. Of course, soulmates really just feels as though you're supported, or you're definitely supporting someone else. Feeling that someone understands you or has your back this week is very, very important to you. If there isn't anyone external to you, this could be you being your own best friend, having your own back. This is extraordinarily important, even in healthy relationships, to understand yourself and to have a healthy relationship with yourself. So never think that this is a waste. If that's what's going on here, it's very important for you to know exactly who you are and what you want within a relationship, and what you're willing to give and provide within a relationship. And of course, this includes business as well. Any business environment that you want to work in, you want to make sure that you're valued as much as you value the work that you do. And ultimately, this is surrounded by hearts, so we know that there is a big-hearted interest here as well. You could be caring for someone who was close to you and has just come back into your life that you didn't expect. And it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of time has passed, but you can pick up a conversation as though it were yesterday. So really no hard feelings or anything like that going on here. Or as I said at the very beginning, even if something did go to the wayside and something had fallen apart somehow in a way that both parties believed that it wasn't working out in a certain direction for you, it looks as though you're still able to be friends even at the end of this. So that's beautiful to see as well. It could be that a walking away from something here could have even led you to something closer, believe it or not. Or maybe you both walked away from something that wasn't working for the both of you, and that brought you closer. So time to go is in the influence to the current position, and this is where I'm seeing you've left something behind, you've walked away from something, or you recognized very recently that it was very positive for you, or it would be very positive for you to leave something behind. And it definitely has to come through a sense of understanding. I mean, you have to understand yourself, you have to understand what the other person needs or desires, and then ultimately with each of you, or if it's a group, all of you are willing to provide in order to give that to one another, and what your healthy boundaries are here as well. But yeah, as I said, very curious to note that whatever the letting go was, or the walking away from a situation was, it's ultimately brought you closer. So that's really unique and probably rare, but you're both, if there's two parties involved here, you're both very delighted with this. Here with all that glitters in your probable outcome, this is where we're looking at, you know, who are you really? These are, of course, gold encrusted masks on a pile of gold nuggets. We're looking at feeling as though you're coming from a place of wellness already. You're probably pretty prosperous. You probably don't have too many problems in the area that's going on this week. It could be around, or rather the issue could be around who's wearing a mask, why are they wearing it, and most importantly, what do you think you're getting from it, okay? So my mom would say all my life, for example, you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. This is one framework that we can look at this card under. We can say, you know, you can get something by being, acting, saying, doing, etc., a certain thing, but is it you? Are you being authentic? Are you lying to yourself? Are you tricking yourself? Are you tricking the other person? Do you feel comfortable at the end of doing that, etc., etc.? So this is what we're looking at when we look at the gold encrusted masks. We're looking at, you can be getting something right now, but you might not be able to feel good about what you're giving up to get it. Or this could be happening as a projection. You could be noticing this in your community or in your environment about other people. Perhaps you've come to terms with something about yourself and you've taken the mask off. You're like, oh, you know what? I'm not willing to laugh at that joke. I'm not willing to do what they think is important for me to do in order for me to get this certain gratuity from it. And you may decide, you know, well, they're doing it, but I see through them, right? And if you're seeing through something here, particularly around a specific benefit that you've been receiving from it, I just don't think you're going to have a lot of patience for it anymore. Or it will be something that you're going to have to decide once and for all here that you don't have a lot of patience for. And here with happy, as the general energy surrounding all the cards this week is the way that you're about to go through everything here. There's an incredible sense of wellness, knowing the answers from within, a sense of celebration even. So a sense of freedom and joy. Even it could be that you've been able to step away from something altogether here that was actually holding you down while not losing out on anything. It's a really curious theme here that I see. Having walked away from something, or even someone walking away from you, or even having lost something that you thought was important to you, and then feeling fulfilled all the same, or feeling as though there's a greater understanding because of it. And it's really like a no hard feelings thing going on here. So that's really beautiful to see as well. And then with the egg symbolism, we're looking at a real sense of something sort of growing. Something is growing within. You just have to take a look there and Another way to read that is to also suggest that happiness is within, and perhaps maybe this is the realization for you that you're even surprised at something not working out the way you thought, and you're like, but I'm not devastated. And that's remarkable too, that if that's the case for you, that you're not devastated by it, that you've perhaps understood yourself or the other person even better, or that you can take this lesson and apply it to future endeavors. Either way here, it doesn't look like there's a real sense of loss, even though it appears as though you've had to walk away from something, or a time is up around something here. And a great sense of, you know, what narrative, like an internal narrative, you know, what am I doing to get this type thing. So yeah, a real contemplative week, a real sense of no hard feelings week. So that's nice to see for you. Let's just pull from the center here. I'm not getting a card from this deck. And we have focus for you. Again, it might be a nice week on focusing what you would like to see for yourself. I mean, everything here seems to be tickety-boo. You're not too bothered by too much here. Able to go within, look at what you really want, what you're giving up, no hard feelings, leaving something behind that wasn't working, an overarching sense of happiness. Now what are you going to focus on? Okay? Bringing the focus into bringing something that you've always wanted to see into fruition, especially coming from this really healthy mindset for yourself here. Certainly if you feel like you're being dragged back into something that wasn't working for any reason, you want to talk yourself out of that. You want to focus on the happy. This is probably, in my view, your best friend this week, this feeling of happy, of total wellness. So don't deny yourself that if that's what's going on for yourself this week, Aquarius. And let's just get one more little card here out of the medicine deck. Overall, I just don't see any major issues for you here or any major upset. It looks as though you have such a nice attitude about how things are working out. And even if it's about self-discovery, there is a real sense of understanding that change is necessary. Wow, so we both have transformation and magic. So magic, first of all, is a change in consciousness, and transformation is really just you have to dissolve, something has to dissolve, right? We know that the cocoon stage of a butterfly, for example, is really the dissolution of the being of the caterpillar itself, and it really has to sort of fall apart before it turns into something more beautiful. And here with the sense of magic, right? A changing consciousness. This is really you understanding something, coming to terms with things, focusing on the positives, on the greatness of the discovery as opposed to what you could have possibly given up. These are really powerful cards, particularly together. We're looking at two major transformation cards here, okay? Magic, the transformation in consciousness, and butterfly, the literal transformation of ideas, personality, goal setting, ideas, or even interests here. And certainly it includes relationships as well. So a great deal of understanding being undergone this week for you. One that's going to be met with a lot of excitement, definitely personal freedom and a sense of joy here. Anything that you've given up or walked away from was mutual. You're both happier because of it, possibly even closer, which is curious. And a real sense of, you know, what do I really want and what do I have to give up to get it here? So yeah, keep digging deep this week, Aquarius. I'm really excited for you. It looks like a very adventurous week for you as well, all under the auspices of a smiling face, feeling good about life, feeling good about yourself. So that is your reading for the week. If you have a second, please comment below. I love hearing from you. And if you like the video, leave a like. If you like the content, subscribe to my channel. It's free to do that. So until I meet you in the next video, take excellent care of yourself. Bye for now.